Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to some more Test Drive Unlimited, and in the last episode we bought the Maserati for a lot of cash. I think it was about $750,000, and we did the Maserati event and loads of other events that we did unlock. But I think it's time to eventually do the island tour, or tour of the island one, which is an expert level, 118 miles, so not quite as long as the other one we have done, but it's going to take the whole episode nonetheless. Only 200k though for the reward, so not actually that much, considering that a vehicle delivery you get like 130, 140,000. So actually not very good for prize money, this one. But we have to get it done, and I am going to do it in the Maserati because we only briefly used it. I have no idea who we're going to be against, so we're going to have to play it by ear, really. 5 checkpoints. We've got a couple Group Bs in there, I think. Then we've got McLaren, the Zonda, the McLaren Mercedes, the Enzo. Actually, maybe it isn't a Group B. I thought that was the Ford GT in there. There is, actually. Yeah, the Ford GT. The Farbowed, I think that other one is. And a Ferrari... Is it F430 or something? Anyway, I have no idea how long this is going to take, but probably quite a long time. And I'm hoping this Maserati can do the business. We've got the Enzo, our main competition ahead. But with drafting, we should be able to keep up. And the Enzo's got slightly more horsepower. Not sure which car's lighter, actually. It could be the Maserati. I'm going to crash into him here. Luckily, he slowed down massively. This is going to be a lot easier than the Millionaires Challenge one, because I'm pretty sure that was a timed event, so they can be more stressful. And we've got Fred behind us, but hopefully this shouldn't be too bad. I mean, at the moment, we're literally just on a straight, which is going to bode better for the Enzo with its better top speed, and it's going to come back at me. I'm just going to have to let him pass. He's not getting past. He's just sitting there. Maybe this one is more just of a straight race. I don't know. I don't know how similar it is to the Millionaires Challenge in terms of... That was not a good corner. Did just save it, though. That was terrible. I'm going to spin on the curb again. Yeah, I don't know how similar this is. We might actually be going the other way around in the Millionaires Challenge. I've got a feeling we went the other way around. But they're going very slow on this bit. We literally just have to make sure that the Enzo doesn't pass us and disappear on some of the straights, because it's quite a bit stronger. Or it was. Maybe just because it was in the draft zone, it was able to pull away or pull up to us. It's not got that much more horsepower, though. I think it's only 30, so... Really, you wouldn't have thought that would do too much, to be honest. But I'm guessing 45, 50 minutes. I think that's how long the Millionaires Challenge took. But we were in the Celine, in all fairness, not a stock MC12, so... In hindsight, maybe this is not the best car for it, but... I mean, we're already a mile ahead, 1,000 yards. I think that's a mile anyway. Can it get anywhere near 200? The Enzo can do 220, so I'm surprised this is struggling so hard to get up to 200. I'll tell you what is really nice, though, is there's no traffic. That is a huge positive for this race. And I think we have a couple slots left in one of the garages, the newest garage, to buy a couple cars or bikes. We do need some bikes, but all these new events that have popped up still need to buy so many cars. Unless, of course, we rent them. But I do kind of want to buy all the cars, really. Well, as many as we can. And we did get to 200 very briefly. And this is probably going to be fairly uneventful, this race, because A, there's no traffic, B, we're going to pull away from everybody. So it's essentially just going to feel like a time trial, even though there's no time. I'm going to have to just wing this bit. I didn't realise that was quite that tight. Again, the sat-nav does not help at all because it doesn't tell you in any good time, if you're driving quickly, about where to turn.
At the next intersection, turn right. Turn right.
The brakes are really good though, pretty decent. So I've got no complaints there.
At the next intersection, turn left.
And hopefully this is the last ridiculously long event we have to do. There might be some sort of 20 mile, maybe 30 mile ones. Haven't actually checked all of them out, to be honest.
At the next intersection, turn right. Turn right.
This definitely feels like we're going completely on different roads compared to the Millionaires Challenge, so... Because we're not sticking to the perimeter of the island. Like, we're sort of going through some suburban bits here. So far ahead, though.
At the next intersection,
this was an expert event,
right.
as was the Millionaires one, I think. Or is it Pro? Whichever the 4 out of 5 one is. Can't remember now. And we have 5 checkpoints altogether, and we're not too far away from the first one.
Turn left.
And yeah, nothing really going on. It is so much easier with no traffic, so that is one good thing, because we barely ever see it. We barely ever see races with no traffic, to be honest. There's only a few events where they do that. Oh god, we have nearly spun out there. Getting used to this a bit. Going quickly around corners. It's so nice though, because you can literally just hug the inside of the corners and not worry about smashing into oncoming traffic, which is basically this entire game. So the next checkpoint is 39 miles. As soon as you see stuff like that pop up, you just think, oh god, how long is this actually going to take? We're so far ahead of... Yeah, 1,000 yards is a mile. I got that bit right. Because it changes to 1 point something miles on the sign over there for the other cars. Mike, we're going downhill though, so we should be able to get to 200 fairly easily. I wonder what the top speed of this actually, what it says on the stats of it. I'm sure it was way over 200, surely. If the Enzo's 220. It's quite poor, really. But we are going 200 miles per hour at least, down a straight, so this event can't take a ridiculous amount of time. Although this would have been really good in the Saline. Stage 3, it would have just absolutely flown around this, going like 250. But this is so much easier to control, so there is that. Just got to make sure not to spin out, but it really doesn't matter actually, because they're not going to catch up a mile and a half even if we do spin out. So struggling to load in some of the map. I think the 360 does struggle sometimes when we're travelling this quickly, loading in the map. I have seen people play it on the PC. I think it's Test Drive Unlimited Platinum as well, and it just runs so much better. It's in 60 FPS. I'm pretty sure this is in 30 looking at it. Although don't quote me on that, but I think it might be. But yeah, it's just a better experience, I think, on the PC. And I could have actually done that, in all fairness. I could have played on the PC, but I had it on the Xbox, so, you know, might as well just play it on original hardware for the moment. Saves me having to faff around and download it and get everything working in that sense, so. Right, 30 miles. Well, that's to the next checkpoint anyway. Where are we now? Yes, definitely different roads to the Millionaires Challenge. We're going literally nowhere near the coast, so that's good. At least we're doing something different. And still 1.5 miles behind, which is a ridiculous amount behind, really, on this sort of race. My aim is to not spin out. We'll set that a target for myself. You just have to go slow around a lot of the corners just to not go too crazy. How far has that been? That's 10 minutes. Honestly, I have no idea how far we've actually done, and I probably should have made a note of it. And I don't actually know where the finish line is either. I think it might have been near where we started, if I remember looking at the sort of line at the start of the race. If you hover over the event, it does show you the route. I think it may have finished near the start line, so we do have to make our way back, but we're not, like I said, we are not going on the outskirts of the island, so that might make it quicker.
Turn left.
Got away with that one. Just about. I've still got to drive around and discover more roads as well. We've got a
At the
few
next intersection, turn right.
still to do. I think we're 3/4 of the way through. And that's not an issue for the race events because they all show up. But the other missions we've got to do, there's probably still a few that I haven't discovered. So I do need to go around and do that. $11 minutes. I'm hoping it's going to take 50. I don't want it to take any longer than that, really. I'll be surprised if it... Yeah, I'll be surprised if it is longer than that, but we'll see. And there's the spin out. Oh, actually, yes it is. I was going to say we didn't quite spin out, but...
In the wrong direction. Please turn around.
That was an insane jump. I don't know how you're supposed to know that's even coming up. Right, Mike's gained a bit of time on us there, but... Well, the challenge I set myself, I've just failed. Like I said, it's so easy to spin out in this game, with the assists off especially. When you're going over jumps and hilly surfaces, it's just like a recipe for spinning out. It'd be interesting to see how this drives when it's got a stage 3 tune on it, but it literally costs the price of the car to do that, which is just stupid. I think it was 600k or 650k, which is an obscene amount to spend on it for not really much reward. I think it goes, like the top speed goes up by 20 miles per hour, I think. In fact, I think I remember the top speed of this. I think it's 205 miles per hour. I think I remember seeing that on the stats. That seems about right. It was struggling though. I doubt it would get there unless you were on a little bit of downhill, because it only just goes over 200. And now we're about 2 miles ahead, even when we spun around. The difficulty in this game is kind of weird. It is a little bit all over the place, but for the most part it is quite easy. Yes, actually managed to stay on the road. Just about. Nearly spun out. If you get one wheel off the tarmac or on a curb or something, then it's so easy to spin. "21 miles to the next checkpoint." It's definitely not a quick race, and I did already know that, but I'm going to guess 45. That is my guess, 45 minutes. So we're going to get the target, set ourselves that target. Again, we're not using the Celine, so it's not as quick, but we'll have to see. I have no idea where we are. We're sort of up that side of the island. We have so much left to go, to be honest. I'm scared we're going to go too quickly. This is so much more drivable than the Celine. It's actually insane. Stay on the road. This bit's okay. There's not too many corners here. The person in last is like 4 point something miles behind. I don't even remember this area. Are we coming up to the house? Nope, we're miles away from the house up there. But now we're on the coast, so maybe the rest of this bit's the same as the Millionaires Challenge. That was an interesting corner. We're snaking up the hill. I don't know which one I prefer, you know, out of this and the Enzo, driving them. I think this feels more stable, but obviously the Enzo's just got that little bit more about it in a straight line. And this is mainly in a straight line, really. Yeah, this event is... I mean, there are corners, obviously, but it's just mainly acceleration, top speed based, to be honest. It's not like you're doing circuit racing, is it? So, really, that is what's important on this game for a majority of it. I could have just driven into the sea then. I've never actually done that, so I don't know what happens. I'm assuming your car just resets. Wow. Okay.
Driving in the wrong direction.
Note to self, I have to go so much more slowly into the sharp corners like that. I tried to turn around it way too quickly. Right, that's twice I've spun out now. Are we going to make it a hat-trick? The answer's probably yes. Oh no. That's fine. Just chill out. There we go. Saved it. We've nearly done 100 miles in total in this car, but not in this event. Don't know how many miles we've done so far. But we've done 17 minutes. I'm quite looking forward to getting this one over with, because then we've just got normal events left that we can smash through, and vehicle deliveries, which aren't the best thing, but, you know. Right, we've still got 10 miles to go to this next checkpoint. I'm trying to think what Group A cars we need to buy now. There's the Lamborghini Murcielago. There is the two McLarens. The F1 and the F1, is it Le Mans car or something? GT? I'm trying to think what other ones there are to get that aren't like prize cars anyway. Oh, saying that actually, I think we unlocked the Alfa Romeo after this. The 8C, yeah, is it the 8C? That was very lucky. Yeah, I'm sure that the 8C is unlocked after this race, and we get an achievement as well, so I probably should have done this one ages ago, but I just didn't get around to it. I wanted a big break between doing the Millionaires Challenge and this one. But the other positive thing about this is there's no police on it as well, because that was a big problem in the Millionaires Challenge. Right, we're sort of halfway up this bit. 100 miles. Oh, that sounds interesting from the interior. It's got some weird screeching noise. I like the way it says V12 just on the dash as well, just in case you didn't know what you were driving. And I'm not doing well here. Oh, that sounds nice from the interior, I have to say. I quite like that. It's actually quite disorientating though to try and drive in the interior. This might be easier. Yeah, the noise is interesting. Quite like that. That might be the straight cut gears you can hear. The sort of whining sound. Which is quite a neat touch if it is. I don't know if it's got straight cut gears, this car, but I imagine it might. Considering it is like a track car, isn't it, basically? Interesting. It's a different experience been in the different views. In terms of how it is to drive and the sound. But for Let's Plays and stuff and playthroughs, it usually is better to go on the chase camera. Just so it's you can show off the car and the scenery and stuff a bit more. I really should have picked a car with a better top speed here. Maybe McLaren F1 would have been good in this. But it's so expensive, that is the thing. And like I said in the last episode, I haven't seen a McLaren-only event yet. Right, so we're very nearly at the top of the island. So we've got to come all the way back down. 3.7 miles ahead. Look how far back they are on the map. It's crazy. And I don't even know what to buy next, to be honest. But, I mean, we do get the Alfa Romeo. I think there was an Alfa Romeo only event as well. Unless I'm tripping. But I'm pretty sure I did see that. Because there's only two Alfa Romeos. The one we own. The GT sort of hatchbacky thing. Front wheel drive. And there's also the 8C. Is it 8C Competizione or something? Or competition? I can never remember what word it is. Something Italian. Right, so we've gone through that checkpoint. We've got 4 and 5 to go. So 32 until number 4, which is absolutely miles away on the west side of the island. So are we halfway? Who knows? But maybe 45 minutes is looking about right, considering how far we've come. I'm hoping the console doesn't freeze, because that's probably the only way that we're going to ever have to restart this, is if we have any freezing issues. But I'm really hoping that's not going to happen. 4 miles ahead now. I really should have picked something with a better top speed. But I wanted to use this car. I suppose 200 isn't the worst, but you know, there's a lot better things out there. Koenigsegg as well. I've just remembered I haven't bought the Koenigsegg, have I? Which is also crazy. That might have been the better choice. But, yeah, I haven't bought that yet. Do I need to buy it? I haven't seen the Koenigsegg only event either. I'm going to focus on putting the money into the cars we need to complete the events. It's probably a good idea. And 27 miles to go, 4.6 miles ahead of the other guys. I am braking too late all the time and just about getting away with it. With my unorthodox cornering. I wish they let you put personalised number plates on this. It's kind of annoying that they haven't put that on. I recognise this bit quite well. I remember you always have to brake loads for it because this corner's annoying and you really get thrown over towards the barrier. I literally tried to turn so much then and the car was having none of it. It's a really difficult game to go quick on. Strange physics over jumps and inclines. I literally... did we do 70 miles in this car before we started? I feel like we might have done. So we might nearly be at 50 miles, I guess. I really should have checked what mileage we were at. And I also wish there was a mileage counter of the race. Because it just gives you checkpoints, but that doesn't really mean anything. Just could be anything. 3 out of 5. They could put 2 of the checkpoints like in the first few hundred meters and then the other 2 at the end. You never know. You don't know how it works. So percentage-wise, you don't know how much of the race you've done. We are flying down here. And we're going to go through this northern little town, city thing where there's a few events knocking around that we do need to still do. I literally just used the wall then to help me round. But it's also nice this. There's no there's no driving score, there's no damage. There's no time. It's actually just a nice chill drive around the outskirts of the island. I don't think we've discovered any more roads, though, in the routes we've taken. I don't think, anyway. Again, I was so close. I'm living on the edge with some of these corners. You just feel like you can just fly around them, but it's not the case. With a right-hander.
At the next intersection, turn right. Turn right.
That was much better that time. In terms of how to judge that. Left some smoke behind. Right, we're doing alright. Now this bit's incredibly straight if I remember what we're coming up to. Or it's the bit after this actually, it must be. Yep, still a while to go. But we've got 18 miles till the next one. And then there's just one more checkpoint after that. So, actually, not too bad. We're approaching half an hour. Not the most exciting race, I'm aware. But it's one we had to do. Again, I've overcooked that. It's fine. As long as we avoid the telegraph poles, we're fine.
At the next intersection, turn right. Turn
Right, this is the bit that's incredibly straight. So, we should have no problems here. I mean, this is usually a bit annoying because of the traffic, but this is going to be so easy, this next bit. I think the finish line is going to be far away. It is basically where we started, so... is it going to be 50 minutes, maybe? Like I said, if we were in the Saline, we'd be so much further ahead now, because... we'd literally be going 250 right now instead of 200, but can't keep using the same car over and over again. Plus, I don't want to waste money on tuning cars because we just don't need to. The difficulty of the game, you do not need to tune them. It's a nice novelty to have, and it would be really good to do online. But for the offline playthrough, it's a bit of a waste of cash. I'd rather put the money into buying vehicles and houses and stuff. It's a long game though. It's been a long playthrough so far. Definitely over halfway, but still long. And that is what I thought was going to happen eventually. But it took us nearly half an hour to actually crash to a complete stop. Weird little corner, that. 10 miles behind someone is. How is that possible? Look how far they are behind on the map. The people at the back especially. How's it even possible to go that slow? In all fairness, they were in Group B cars, some of them, weren't they? I'm sure they were. F430, was it? I can't remember what that Ferrari is now. I always forget. "12 miles till the next checkpoint." Can so easily lose it on this game. In all fairness, if there was traffic, you wouldn't be going this quick, so the corners would actually be easier in a way to get round. Whereas this, you're just not bothered, you just absolutely fly down each corner. Each straight, sorry, into each corner. Like this. Because this is actually fairly tight if I remember. Yeah, so you have to brake loads there. So there still is a bit of tactics you have to consider. Oh my god, where are we going? It's down the road. We managed it. Another jump, I'm just going to fly. Might as well have a bit of fun with it, because I don't usually get events like this where there's no penalties for just driving like an idiot, so we're going to do it. Well, at least this is adding to our miles driven, total miles driven. There's no way I am getting to 5,000 miles, though, for that achievement. Because I don't even think I'm at 2,000 yet. So that's probably not going to happen. If we're being serious. It's nice, kept that in a straight line somehow. Decent. Loads of roads over here that I haven't discovered yet. I probably need to. We're closing in on this second to last checkpoint. This is a big jump. That was nice. That would definitely have destroyed the car in real life, but we're carrying on. This is a nice road. You can literally just floor it. It might be over 45 minutes, you know this. This might take me longer than the island tour just because of the car I'm using. The Celine would be so far ahead now. I mean, we're still about 5 miles ahead of second place, which is crazy. We are now 5 miles ahead of Mike. I don't know why they're going so slow on a few bits, considering it is literally straight for half of it. I'm pretty sure the top speed is 205. It does ring a bell for this car, and we're not quite getting near that. I'm not sure why either. Right, 2 miles. How much have we got left to go after this? I'm going to guess 30 to 40 miles. Let's go in the middle. 35 miles. Hopefully it's no more than that. 201. 202. Yeah, it's definitely 205, the top speed. Just like 15 less than the Enzo, which is quite a big difference. Is that because of the 30 less horsepower? Right. Second to last checkpoint. How long have we got to go? 35 miles, I'm going to guess. 28, that's actually not too bad at all. We can deal with that. Where is the finish? It is essentially where we started, so I was right. So, I don't know. Yeah, probably 45 minutes. 27 miles is still a long way, but considering we're travelling at this speed, I should be able to work that out, really, because we're travelling 200 miles per hour, so 20 miles would take, I don't know, more than a tenth of an hour. 10 minutes? I'm going to go for 10 minutes.
At the next intersection,
Maybe more than that,
turn
actually.
right.
Oh,
Turn
God.
right.
I'm trying to do maths whilst cornering. It's not a good idea. Maybe 6 minutes, wouldn't it? A tenth. So, yeah, maybe 10 minutes is about right, then. If you're travelling 200 miles per hour. I'm just blabbering away now. It's pointless stuff. But this is we've basically got 4 lanes to play with here, so this is brilliant. The car's still got loads of revs left to play with for its top speed. It just can't quite get there. You can see the red line above the 7,000. It's just struggling. I'm intrigued to see if we get a car. I'm sure it said we get the Alfa Romeo for completing this. Over this way. We're going on the wrong side of the road. Where's it actually taking me? I'm guessing we're going to cut through. We must do somewhere. Because we have to go round that big body of water there. 202. I don't think we've gone quicker than 202. Is that us locked for our top speed? Or do we need a bit of downhill? We've got 500 revs to play with, and we just can't quite get there. This would be a lot better stage 3 tuned, 100%. But I think it's just 202 miles per hour. It just can't quite squeeze out another one. Unless we already have been 203 and I just haven't seen it. Right, less than 20 miles to go. The Millionaires Challenge, if I remember, just took slightly over 50 minutes, but it was quite a bit longer than this. Also, is worth way more. 200 grand for this seems a little bit stingy, actually. That's not that much, considering how long it takes. Because if you get a perfect score on the vehicle deliveries, you can get 140 grand. And they take 10 minutes, maybe slightly over. So, we're going to have to see here. Oh, made friends with the sign there. That was actually pretty close to spinning out. Loads more roads here I need to discover. I don't know if I've even been down here before. I'm assuming I probably have, though. Well, maybe there's a chance I haven't. I discovered a few of these roads around here, but can't remember if this one's been done. It'd be very good if it wasn't done. That's all I'm saying. Not too far now. I'm going to aim for 45 minutes, but whether or not I'll get there is another matter in that time. They're so far behind, these guys. To be fair, that guy's 4 miles behind. But some of them are like 11 miles, which is stupid. They'll take like an extra 10 minutes to finish. If you look on the map, the blue dot's so far behind. There was the Alfa Romeo garage, I'm pretty sure. Well, it looked like anyway, but I don't actually recall there being one there, so that's a bit weird. Yeah, there definitely is not an Alfa Romeo garage there, so maybe that was just a decoy one. "12 miles. We're flying down this. This is a really nice bit. I'm going to crash here. I'm going to go like this. That was fine, actually. A good guess in the direction. You just have to guess which way the road's pointing and then jump at an angle. It's essentially your best bet, to be honest. I don't think I've driven this area at all, to be honest. That bottom left area there on the map may be the area I've least discovered, I'd say. Because there's loads of events there that are greyed out because I haven't driven on the roads near them. Still annoyed that we can't go faster than 202 miles per hour. This is slightly downhill as well. But because I'm turning, it's not going to happen. This would have been so fun in the Saline. We could have literally maxed it out quite a few times. So much easier though than the Millionaire's Challenge. You don't have to concentrate hardly anything compared to it. That's a bit of irony there, isn't it?
Please turn around.
It could still finish in 45 minutes, even with that stupid crash. I could have easily just flown over the barrier there. I was going quite quick. That's the third spin out, isn't it, though? At least. Nah, we're not doing 8 miles in 4 minutes. I don't think that's going to happen. I'll try. Depends how much of it's a straight. To be fair, I think most of it might be. Ah, it might be possible. Maybe possible. It's been a very weird event, this one. Probably the least amount of action that's happened in any event that we've done. And I do need to start thinking about another property as well, because I think we've only got a couple spaces left, and I'll have to see if we win something, because I've not won a car yet out of a race, so this might be a first. 42 minutes, 4 miles to go. We are going to do this within 45 minutes, I'm pretty sure, which is a pretty good guess if that's the case. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's some straights at the end. Looks like there's quite a few corners. And if that is the case, this is going to be close. .5 miles. 2 minutes to get to 45. Horrible glare. Maybe we'll be alright, actually. Oh, God, I was not looking. Right, I'm going to stop playing with the map now. .6 miles. Getting really close now. That may be in the last... Oh, no, we've got a big corner here.
At the next intersection, turn right. Turn right.
We're going to do it comfortably, I think. Or are we? 0.3 miles. Oh, it's 44 minutes. Do you know what? I'll take that. Dead on 44 minutes. That is pretty decent. We will take that. So, not the longest, but still pretty long. Of just literally holding the accelerator for a majority of it. Not the quickest car to pick for it. And that TDU news means we have got that achievement at least. Completed the island tour, the legendary test drive challenge. Apparently, but that was much easier than the Millionaires Challenge, so... do we have... You have successfully completed the most difficult challenge. You have unlocked the Alfa Romeo 8C Competizione, which it was that. You may pick it up at Alfa Romeo. Does that mean we don't have to pay for it? Because that would be ideal. I'm sure I saw an Alfa Romeo thing down here. What's that? That's a house. Yeah, I don't know what that was. But we're definitely going to buy that, or at least pick it up. I'm interested to see what actually happens here. So the GT we obviously have. So this one says buy, no price. It's a C group. You have no options for rims, no options for colours. And it costs 0. We'll take that. That's pretty decent to unlock a car that way. And there are a few that we can unlock in that way, I think. So that's pretty decent. It's a nice looking machine anyway. Not the quickest thing in the world, but still pretty nice. So we'll take that, and in the next episode, I'm sure I saw an Alfa Romeo race somewhere around here. I may be tripping, but I'm sure I've seen it. Is it there? There you go, Alfa Romeo. 2.8 miles on a straight. That's literally it. But it's already been pretty long this episode, so I will cut it there. Lots more to do. We'll go back to the house. I think that is the 7th slot taken. Yeah, we've only got one more slot left, so we do need to save up for a house now as well. So absolutely nothing has changed, apart from on the achievements we will see 485 now, and it's this one down here we got there, 30G for the island tour. So that's decent. Everything else stayed the same, apart from obviously we've done one more race, so percentage wise nothing much has changed there. But that's the end of this part, guys. Hope you enjoyed. As per usual, there's some more videos over there on the screen if you want to see some more content, and I'll see you in the next episode.